All right, one more song after this and we'll get the show started. Y'all make sure you hit the thumbs up. All right, this is the last song, and we're going to start the show. If you want to be a part of the show, just click the StreamYard link. It's in the description of the video. Just another couple of minutes till this song ends, and we'll get started.
The Groove Mattress in a Box delivers reviving
no.
sleep right to your door for a dreamy.
All right, how is everybody doing? Welcome to Uncle Lou After Dark, the college football call-in show. I appreciate everybody tuning in today. I do this show every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday at 4 o'clock, Thursday at 10 o'clock. So depending on your schedule, hopefully everybody's able to catch at least one of the two live call-in shows that I do every week. Don't forget, starting week 0, every year during the season, I do a live show every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. So we're about 4 weeks away from that show every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. during the season. Get us ready for the day's games, which is coming soon. It's August. There are no more months without college football, so that's great news. The offseason, I mean, to me, there really is no offseason, but even if you think there's an offseason, it's been over, really. But fall camp has started just about everywhere across the country. Practices are underway. We're officially in the preseason now for sure. And if you can't get excited about that, well, then I'm not real sure what you're doing on a college football channel, to be honest with you. Here's a schedule of all the live shows. The morning show is over on my second channel, the one on top there, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday at 8 a.m. We do a morning show. That's on the second channel. And then Uncle Lou After Dark, I used to do it Tuesday and Thursday at 10. I got to change this. Tuesday at 4. Tuesdays at 4, Thursdays at 10. Lunch Money right here on this channel, me and Pigskin Pete. It's a gambling show, really. Every Monday night at 10 on this channel. And then the aforementioned Saturday morning show at 9 a.m. That I've been doing for, I guess, 3 or 4 years now, every Saturday morning during the season. Everybody watches College Game Day or whatever the show's called on Fox or SEC Nation or whatever pregame show you watch on Saturday mornings. So you can tune into the Uncle Lou Show and talk some college football with us while you watch your pregame shows on Saturday. We have a good time with that. So make sure you check that out if you're new or you haven't checked it out in the past. But how's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody's week is off to a good start. I've been a little sick the last couple of days. I'm trying to get myself feeling better. Kids are starting back school this week, so I took them back to school shopping today. So I've been out running around. The stores are an absolute zoo. Apparently I'm not the only one who thought it would be a good idea to take their kids back to school shopping around lunchtime on a Tuesday. Apparently half the city of Augusta thought it would be a good idea too. So places are crazy, but we got it done. Got back here in time for the call-in show, so that's good news. But how are y'all doing? Are y'all doing okay? Click the StreamYard link if you want to be a part of the show. The link is in the description of the video. I'll also post it in the comment section right now. If you've never used StreamYard, it's simpler than a phone call. You just click the link. That's not it. Where is it? There it is. Just click the StreamYard link. It walks you through a couple of prompts, and it puts you in a little back room area. And one by one, I'll get you on the show, and we'll talk some college football. No subject is off limits as long as it's college football related. So give me a call. We'll talk some college football. Let's take roll and see who all is here. We got almost 100 people in here, 35 likes. We ought to be able to get that up to really probably about 60. Hit the thumbs up if you're excited about the start of college football season. Week 0, less than 4 weeks away. Week 1, less than 5 weeks away. So it's go time. It's go time. I only have about another month to celebrate being your national champion, and then we're on to a new season. So I have to take advantage of this last 30 days or whatever it is that I have as your reigning national champion. It's been a hell of a ride. I've enjoyed the last 8 months being your champion, and I feel like I've been a great representative for your national champion, Georgia Bulldogs. So it's been great. Anyway, let's take roll. Let's see who's here today. Remick Johnson, Casey Purvis, Norval Dog, The Real TB, RB Smata, GNS Coverage, what's up, buddy? Gmail, CGS, Colby, K-Dog, SEC Football, Corn Dog, Charlie Armistead, Bear the Poet. This guy's got a new name every other day, don't you, Bear? Traveling Fools, Paxton, Jay Shipes, Sir UGA, what's up, buddy? Stephen G, Purge Snipes, Jace Vincent, Jonathan Aaron, 2 first names there. I think you all know how I feel about that. I'll try not to hold that against you personally, Jonathan Aaron, but the whole 2 first names deal, not good. Not good. Yeah, Matt Dummett, the real TB, Jason Sturkey? Yeah, I think not Sturkle. I almost said Sturkle. Sturkey. RB Smata, Drew Hicks. Let's Go Darwin is here. Good to see you in here. Michael Hogg, JC, Joshua George, David Bressler, Austin 3, Nature Boy. Ric Flair had his last match again last week. I think that's like his 15th last match. But yeah, he had his last match again last week. Anybody catch that? Any Ric Flair fans out there? Obviously, the Nature Boy is. Obviously, right? All right, y'all want to talk some college football? Let's talk some college football. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Lou? It's Nate the Great. How you doing, sir?
Nate, I'm doing good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing good.
That's good.
I want to talk some Ohio State predictions. Like, I'm gonna be unbiased, but in my opinion, I know everybody has a lot of their own opinions, but I think Ohio State can go 11-1. Ceiling is 12-0. So but I don't think Michigan's going to beat Ohio State this year, in my opinion. I think it's either Penn State. That's about it. But it is possible that Michigan could. But let's be honest. Yes, Michigan lost like 3 talented defensive players. Whoopity-doo. Yeah, 3 defensive players. Yeah, we have like 8 defensive. I wouldn't say stars, but players coming back, but they're not experienced though. That's the problem. But I expect them be a decent start of the season, but they might work their way up to the defensive stats, but who knows? But the way I look at Ohio State, my issue is for the receivers core. I mean,
you have an issue with Ohio State's receiving core?
I mean,
it's the best in America, sir. There's no one else. It's not even close.
I'm not saying they're garbage. I was just saying. I was gonna say
they have the best wide receiver room in the country. Period.
I was not gonna agree with that. I mean, I agree with that. Yeah. I'm just saying. I was gonna say that some of the wide receivers are inexperienced, but Najigba, I think, is probably the only experienced one there. I might be wrong. I'm just saying that I'm not saying they'll be
Nate, I can't take that seriously, Nate. I'm sorry. I just can't. I know you're a Michigan fan, but that's just
I'm trying to be unbiased.
Well, that's not unbiased at all. For anybody to say they have questions or issues about Ohio State's wide receivers is one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
Well,
they have 5 NFL wide receivers minimum on that roster right now.
Well, I know that, but I'm just saying they're.
Then what questions do you have? I don't get it. I mean, the questions about Ohio State are obvious, and they're all on the defensive side of the ball. None of them are on the offensive side of the ball. None.
I'm not saying they're garbage. I'm not saying they're garbage at all. I'm saying.
Well, anything other than they're the best wide receivers is crazy. Those are the best wide receivers in the country.
I'm just saying, yeah, whatever.
So.
But my other question, one more question for you is, it's like a while ago, but I don't know, like 2 months ago. Now, I don't know if did you see the news? I know it's old news, but did you see the news that Bill Clark or something like that sat down for UAB? Would that be a big effect for them or no? That's my question for you.
Is it going to hurt UAB that Bill Clark stepped down?
Due to sickness.
Yes. Thank you for the call, Nate. It was good to hear from you per usual. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou. You got to unmute yourself.
Hey, Lou.
Hey, what's up, buddy?
First of all, I was going to say that Ohio State's probably going 15-0 this year, unless C.J. Stroud is just absolutely terrible. But that would be like a DJ level of regression.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that. I think they're going 12-0 in the regular season. We'll see what the matchups are in the postseason, but 13-0 because nobody from the West is beating them. So I'll say 13-0. I don't know anything beyond that right now, but to question their wide receivers is insane. If they don't go 15-0 or 13-0 or whatever, it's not going to be because of their wide receivers. That I can tell you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I wish I could lose. What, they lose like 3 wide receivers to the draft and then still have 5 studs on their team?
Well, they lost 2 in the first round, but I mean they're loaded. They got that. What's the guy? Emeka. Whatever, you can't pronounce these people's names anymore. Emeka Egbuka or whatever. Emeka Egbuka was an NFL player in high school. He couldn't even get on the field for Ohio State last year. I mean, he's a first-round draft pick. And Jigma Smith, first-round draft pick. They got Marvin Harrison's kid on the team. They've got, I mean, every year they sign like 3 of the top 10 wide receivers in the country. It's just insane.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be ridiculous.
Yeah.
What was I going to ask? Oh, yeah. Who do you think is going to be the best team in the state of Virginia this year? Because both us and Virginia Tech, we've got new coaches, totally new systems, each of us. And then plus you have, I don't think James Madison's going to be very good this year just because that leap is so hard to make. But just wanted to hear your thoughts about it.
That's a good question between Virginia and Virginia Tech. I think in general, Virginia's been the better team over the last few years. We'll see how those new coaches do there this year, but
yeah,
I'd probably have to pull up as far as who's going to have a better record. I'd probably have to pull up their schedules and go through it. As far as head to head, I'll take whoever the home team is.
All right.
I don't know who that is this year, but
it's Virginia Tech this year.
I'll take Virginia Tech then.
Yeah, we just cannot beat them. I mean, we last year we have the best offense in school history.
Yeah.
And then our final play to take the lead, instead of throwing to a couple very good possible NFL receivers, we throw to a lineman for some reason. And of course, he gets stuffed like 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage. It's just ridiculous. So I'm glad we got a new coach.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Nice talking with you, Lou.
Oh, yeah, you too. Appreciate you coming on.
Time,
yeah, good luck to the Virginia teams, the Cavs and the Hokies. Virginia Tech is my newest helmet. My newest addition to the helmet collection is actually Virginia Tech. Good morning, but you're on with Uncle Lou, though.
Oh, hey, what's up, Lou?
Yeah, nothing. Just doing this call-in show. How you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
That's good.
I was asking you, what are your thoughts on Georgia Tech this year, and what
they're absolute mush doo-doo. The only reason in even paying attention to Georgia Tech this year is to find out when they fire Jeff Collins. Is it going to be at the end of the year? Is it going to be at the beginning of November? And which direction are they going to go with their coaching search? But Georgia Tech is a dead program right now. And there's nothing Jeff Collins can do to save his job. I don't know why he's still there now. The guy's been there 3 years and he's won 9 games. He's getting paid $1 million per win. Guy's making $3 million a year, wins 3 games a year. So $1 million per win he's making. He won't be the coach next year. So I mean, I hate to rain on people's parades before the season has even started. But I honestly don't know a single Georgia Tech fan who even wants Jeff Collins to be the coach in 2023. So, and I think they're going to get their wish. I just don't see how, unless by some miracle he wins 8 or 9 games, and I just don't see that happening. I mean, they got to play Clemson week 1. That should be a blowout. I know what happened last year, but Clemson's offense should not be stuck in the mud like it was last year. That should be a blowout. In the non-con, they got to play Ole Miss. I mean, Ole Miss is liable to hang 50 on them. You look at their schedule, it's hard to find more than 4 wins.
Right. Yeah, I'm a Clemson fan, so I mean, I feel good about the game. I mean, obviously, but at the same time, I mean, our offense has not figured things out. So until that happens, I won't be comfortable. So
right,
it's kind of seeing what happens there, seeing how because I mean, do we have the the dogs to. Or the Bulldogs to take, Georgia Tech,
well,
down
let's
by
be
40.
real. Yes, because Clemson wants to be a playoff contending team. Playoff contending teams will beat Clemson by 40. So if I'm a Clemson fan and I look up at the TV of halftime of that game in week 1 and I see that Clemson's winning 13-6, I'm extremely worried if I'm a Clemson fan because Clemson should score at will. Any decent offense should score at will on that team. And I know Georgia Tech's not the greatest team around. In fact, they're terrible. But we'll have some type of idea about Clemson's offense by the end of the first half of that game.
Well, I hope it's a good idea.
Yeah, well, it should be.
I'm
It better
nervous,
be.
So we'll see. Because I don't think DJ's the guy, and Dabo's known to be a stubborn guy when it comes to pulling his quarterback. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I mean, he did bench. You had a quarterback take you to the playoffs, and then get benched the following year. And now, I'm not comparing Klubnik to Trevor Lawrence. I'm just saying we have seen that Dabo's not afraid to bench a veteran quarterback in favor of a talented freshman. We have seen him do that.
Yeah, and a lot of people forget, Clemson fans mainly, like Kelly Bryant actually took that Tiger team to the playoff. I mean, Bama kicked our shit in, but
still,
he still got us there,
right?
And while 5-star Mr. DJ, it's not looking too good, but I think Cade wins the job just because I don't think DJ. I think there are several quarterbacks in the country that can beat DJ out.
But you think Klubnik will start week 1?
No.
Oh, okay,
and that's based off of Dabo.
Yeah,
but,
I think DJ's going to get an opportunity to prove himself.
I'm sure there are coaches at Clemson right now that say they would put Cade in over DJ right now.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But it's not their call, and Dabo is definitely a loyal guy to, seniority. So.
Yeah, well, if Clemson's offense is struggling in the first half against Georgia Tech, I do think you'll see Klubnik in the game. Even if Clemson's offense isn't struggling, I think you'll see Klubnik play some in each of the first 4 games. You might be a situation like Kelly Bryant and Trevor Lawrence where Dabo has a decision to make after week 4.
Right. And in the Kelly Bryant case, that was, I believe, week 4 or 5 whenever we played Georgia Tech, because I was at the game. And they put in Trevor, and it was just like the lights came on, It was, So
Trevor got his first start in week 5, but he played in all 4. He played in all 4 of the first games, but he got his first start in week 5 of 2018.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
But I remember it was Georgia Tech when he came in and essentially took the job.
Yeah. That must have been maybe that was a week 4 game or something.
Yeah, I guess so. And then he started
week.
week 5.
Yeah. To be fair to Kelly Bryant, though, Trevor Lawrence was playing like doo-doo on the road at Texas A&M, and I think it was week 2. And to be honest, if not for Kelly Bryant, Clemson probably loses that game on the road early in the season. So a freshman can be really talented, but experience also matters. And that's why I think Dabo handled it the right way last time. I think he went with the experienced guy early in the season. Let's give him a chance. Let's see what he can do. We also want to play this young, talented kid in case something happens. He's ready to go. And if he struggles, we can always, put Kelly Bryant back in, and it's sort of a steady the ship type of thing. And that's what ended up happening at Texas A&M. But like you said, by the time week 4 came around, you'd seen a month's worth of football, and it was pretty obvious to anybody with a set of eyes that Trevor Lawrence was just a better quarterback, and Dabo made the switch effective in week 5. And I wouldn't be surprised if the ukulele struggles in the first month of the season. I wouldn't be shocked at all to see Dabo bench him and start Klubnik in October. I wouldn't be shocked at all.
I truly hope that's the case because I have no faith in DJ. I know a lot of Clemson fans like to blame the receiving core, the offensive line. That's not your problem,
Right?
But I mean, not that those aren't there. There's definitely some issue there, not obviously, but DJ is a glaring issue. And
now, Clemson
if you
fans
don't have a quarterback,
Clemson fans don't blame injured wide receivers, do they?
Some of them do, yeah.
Or I thought maybe that was just Alabama fans that did that.
Oh, okay. no, Clemson's
sure.
hopping on that wagon too, for sure.
Okay, well.
But yeah, good talking with you, Lou.
Yeah, you too, buddy. Good luck to your Taters. I have a feeling the offense will be much improved this year, whichever direction they go, quarterback-wise. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Morning, sir. How you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Oh, doing good. I'm in, as I like to call it, Tennessee North right now.
What is that?
Good old Kentucky.
Oh, Kentucky. Okay, yeah, I got you.
But anyways, I was watching your video about your prediction, and I kind of agree with it, but my thing is this. You know, with Florida, I don't see Florida being able to beat Tennessee this year with everything that's been going on with Billy Napier and
Yeah, I don't see it.
I've got family that lives in Florida too, and they're diehard Gator fans, and they're already pissed with Billy Napier.
Anybody that picks Florida to win that game is basing that off of the last 17 years, not this year.
Right.
I mean, I get the whole 1-17 or whatever it is, but 1-16 or 1-17 Tennessee is against Florida, but that's the only reason to even consider picking Florida in this game. And unfortunately for Florida, games aren't played in the past. They're played in the present.
Right.
And in the present, Tennessee is just a much better team.
Right. And see, also too, with the Pitt game, I don't see us having any problems with Pitt because you think, now nothing against the new quarterback they got, but he's not Kenny Pickett. They lost their best wide receiver to the transfer portal, and their offensive coordinator's gone. So I don't see them definitely not winning the ACC next year. So I see Tennessee going up to Pittsburgh, taking care of business, and then they go in undefeated at LSU, and I kind of say similar things with what's going on with Florida. I'm not saying LSU does not have a talented team, and I think it'll be a decently close game, but I just think with it being a new system and all that stuff and kind of what has been going on there in Baton Rouge, I think Tennessee will pull it out. And the only games, just to be honest, I see Tennessee having trouble with is, of course, Georgia and Alabama. And even with Georgia, Georgia will be an interesting deal this year. Can Stetson Bennett really take over on offense? And how is that defense for Georgia going to be considering, they lost at least half of their talent to the NFL?
Well, Georgia's going to have a top 5 defense.
That would be a big question.
And Georgia's offense will be better than last year. Don't worry about that. But look, if Tennessee is not 4-0, then it's the same Tennessee I've been seeing for the last 15 years, because Tennessee is infinitely better than Pitt, and they're infinitely better than Florida. So, and the other two games are doo-doo. So if Tennessee's not 4-0, then it's here we go again with the same old, same old. There's just no logical reason to pick Florida or Pitt against Tennessee. None. And so if Tennessee can't beat those teams, then you're looking at the same Tennessee team you've been looking at for the last 15 years. They'll lose to LSU. They'll get blown out by Georgia and Alabama, and they'll lose one more game they're not supposed to lose, and they'll be 7-5. If they start 4-0, they could go 9-3 or 10-2. Yep. Thank you for coming on, buddy. I don't know what happened, if you got cut off or disconnected or what happened there. Thank you, Nicholas M., for hitting the PayPal link to help support the channel and the show. I really appreciate that. He says, college football is almost here. How bad is Georgia Tech? You can't overestimate how bad they are. They are absolutely horrible. Horrible. And are showing no signs of improvement. None. They lost their best player to the transfer portal, Jahmyr Gibbs. Really the only, he was just the only bright light they had. Lost him. And you kept Jeff Collins. So you kept the worst thing about your team, Jeff Collins, and got rid of the best thing, running back Jahmyr Gibbs. So to answer your question, how bad is Georgia Tech? They're old doo-doo that's done turned white and stops thinking. That's I don't know how else to say it. They're that bad. They're that bad. If you want to support the show with the PayPal link, the link is in the description of the video. I will also post it in the comments section here. But again, all these links are in the description of the video. PayPal is a great way to help support the channel and the show. There's also a Cash App link for those of you that don't have PayPal, but you use Cash App. It's also in the description of the video, and I just posted both of those in the comment section as well. Hit the thumbs up. That's free. It doesn't cost anything at all. Lots of ways to help support the show and the channel. So make sure you're doing that if you can. If you can. Maybe you can't. I don't know. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, little Nick Marks? How you doing, man?
All right, doing good, Nick. What's going on today?
Almost, bro. I'm with you. Georgia Tech is absolutely going to be garbage and horrible. And I think Jeff Collins is a douchebag. I don't like his personality. He has a douchebag personality. Yeah. Everybody, like, people don't worry about Georgia Tech. They're going to get killed by every single team they play. If he's not fired at least by October, I'll be shocked. But he's going to get fired this year anyway, regardless.
Yeah, I don't think he'll make it to the end of the season.
I'm also going to piss off all the Disney dogs, Lou, because I'm with you on Ohio State. To me, they're going to have the best offense in the country.
I agree. Yeah.
Not Alabama. It ain't going to be. It's not going to be on Alabama's level. It's not. They're going to have the best offense in the country, period.
Yeah, I think so too.
And all you Disney dog Georgia fans, when they get pissed at me in the chat, go right ahead. I mean, I have us going 12-0, so I don't know why you're going to get mad at me.
Yeah, I think Georgia's going to have a great offense. But if you're going by, when people say best offense in the country, different people measure that different ways. If you're going by points per game, Georgia scored about 38 points per game. I think we ought to score 40-ish, 41, 42 points a game this year. But Ohio State might score 50 points a game.
Yeah, they will. Hey, man, I want to get on Florida State. Do you think they'll make a bowl game this year? If they can beat LSU?
I think it's borderline. Well, if they beat LSU, I think they're definitely going to make a bowl game. If they lose to LSU, then they got to win some tough games. They got to win some tough games during the rest of the season. But I think they're on the fence of being a bowl team this year. I could see them going possibly even 7. Well, if they beat LSU, maybe 8-4. If they don't beat LSU, I think 7-5 is probably their ceiling, which doesn't give them much margin of error in terms of making a bowl game. But if I had to project it right now, I would say they end up making a bowl game.
Yeah, I do too. I think they beat LSU. I really do.
I think their quarterback's a little bit better than he gets credit for. Now, they need help around him, and they lost a lot of their best players from last year's defense, including their best player, Jermaine Johnson, who's off to the NFL now. So, they might not be quite as good on defense this year as they were last year, so they're going to have to rely on that offense more, I think, this year. And I don't think they're going to be a great team. Like, I still think they're a couple of years away from being, a top 25 team, but I do think they could make a bowl game.
Is their offensive line still garbage, Lou?
It's better than it was 2 or 3 years ago when they were giving up 40 sacks a year, but it's middle of the road probably in the ACC.
My God, man, they haven't fixed it. Has it?
Oh, they're trying, but
somebody they said they haven't fixed it since Jameis Winston was there, and it was that bad when Jameis Winston was there.
No, when Jameis Winston was there, every single offensive lineman got drafted.
Hey, a quick question, man. Does Texas A&M or Miami? Who needs to win that game more?
Texas A&M. Texas A&M needs that win more. Miami can lose that game, and they won't be happy about it. But Miami's not expected to win that game. Texas A&M is expected to win that game. They're expected to compete for a division title, a conference title, and a playoff berth. Yes, it would be worse for Texas A&M to lose than it would for Miami. Miami could lose that game, and it doesn't really matter. That's their toughest game of the year. That ain't Texas A&M's toughest game of the year. So if they can't even beat Miami, they're looking at another 4-loss season, in my opinion.
You think that'll be an embarrassing loss for Jimbo?
Yes. I don't think they lose, but if they were to lose, I think it would be embarrassing. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if Miami wins. I think Miami's better than they're getting credit for. I think Miami could potentially be a top 10 team, but still, Texas A&M is supposed to be a playoff contender. They've got the third best odds of any team in the SEC to make the playoffs behind Alabama and Georgia. They've been recruiting in the top 5 every single year forever, it seems like. They've got a top 10 defense. If they get there, the only question I have about Texas A&M is quarterback. They need a quarterback to play good to great. They need to play good all year and great against the good teams they play. I mean, last year when the quarterback played good, they beat Alabama, but it wasn't consistent enough. So, we'll see. But if Texas A&M can't beat Miami, then their season is over for real. Because if they can't beat Miami, there's several more losses on that schedule.
I think there is. I think Alabama's gonna kill them anyway.
I do too.
I don't think the game's gonna be close.
Yeah, that's a grudge match. Not good for Texas A&M.
No, it ain't.
Nick Saban's looking to prove a point in that one. All right, Nick, I appreciate you coming on, buddy. We'll talk to you next time. Good to hear from you. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou. How are you?
Doing good.
I want to talk Michigan State football.
Oh, great. Yeah, good.
I think ESPN has us going around 8 wins.
Yeah.
I think we can go over that because of the fact that, yes, we lost Kenneth Walker, but we brought in the 2020 ACC Player of the Year, and Jarek Broussard. He was at Colorado. Or Pac-12. I'm sorry. I know that our secondary is a question. We brought in Amir Speed. I'm sure you know who that is. I think he'll do just fine in the Big Ten. I think Charles Brantley, he's probably our second best, but I think with the experience coming back, I think we can improve that a little bit. Our D line is going to be very good. We have from the transfer portal, we got Speed, we got Brule, Windman, we have Chris Bogle from Florida. That's SEC players.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna do really good in the Big Ten.
Well, I see at least 3 losses.
I do too. I have us going 9-3, 10-2 possibly. I think we could beat. I think possibly. You won't agree with this, but I think we could possibly beat Michigan because we've had our number with them since we're 8-4 against them since 2010.
Yeah. I would say the most likely record is 8-4, but I could see 9-3. I think you'll be favored in 9 games. So if you can win every game, you're favored in. Maybe you could get to 9-3, but that's hard to do. I would say. Right. What'd you say the Vegas over under is?
It's 8 wins, I think.
Yeah. See, that seems right to me.
Do you think you could see a possibility of 10-2 if we?
No.
You don't?
No.
What's your reasoning?
There's 3 teams on this list that are so much more talented than Michigan State. It's ridiculous. And
Penn State?
Yes, way more talented.
I mean, I can agree with that, and it is at Penn State, but my thing with Michigan State is we always win a game we're not supposed to, and we always lose one we're not supposed to.
That would make you 9-3, not 10-2.
Well,
if that happens, you'd be 9-3.
But if we were because a lot of people are having us lose to Maryland.
To be honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
It wouldn't me either. They have a very good quarterback.
That's what would make you 8-4.
I think their quarterback's the 4th best in the Big Ten. I think it goes C.J. Stroud by a mile. Then it's Aiden O'Connell. Then Peyton Thorne. Then Tua's brother.
Yeah, you'll be 4-0. Washington's terrible. So you'll be 4-0, but
I think
Maryland and Ohio State back-to-back. That's at least 1 loss. I'm giving you a win over Wisconsin, but I don't think that's a guarantee. I think you lose to Michigan, lose to Penn State. I think you can beat Illinois, Rutgers, and Indiana.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
So you would have us at 9-3.
No. I don't think Michigan State is going to win every game they're supposed to. So no. If I had to say right now, I'd say Michigan State 8-4.
Okay. All right. Thank you. You have a great day.
All right, you too, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. I mean, it's nothing against. I don't have anything against Michigan State, and I wish Mel Tucker nothing but the best. But I think 9-3. I don't know about that. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Uncle Lou. Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
Doing good. Purdue's not winning the Big Ten West, if that's what you're asking.
Okay, we'll see. Just like you said, they wouldn't go 9-4 last year either. All right. Got a question. I didn't get a chance to do this last week, but I want to give you my 4 teams for I think will make the playoffs. See what you think. I got Miami, Ohio State, Baylor, Alabama.
Yeah, that's 2 of those 4 are long shots. So I don't. The odds that those are the 4 is probably less than 1%.
Do you think Miami? Okay, who has a better chance, in Baylor or Miami?
Baylor.
Is it because Miami's a year away? You think, or
it's because
or
Miami would have to beat Clemson to get there. Baylor wouldn't.
Okay, but is that a winnable game for Miami this year though?
I think they have a better chance of winning the ACC title game than they do winning at Clemson.
Okay, I was just wondering stuff like that, and yeah, but like I said, I'll see about Purdue. Big deal. One thing I'm going to ask you. I know you changed your name, but is your email still the same?
Yeah,
or did you change that too?
No, it's the same. It's always been the same.
I will, because I was going to email you about something later on today, if that's okay.
Yeah, buddy.
Thanks. Take care.
All right, talk to you later. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey, Lou. How you doing?
Doing good.
All right. So, as a Vols fan, it kind of seems like Tennessee this year seems like what Ole Miss was going into last season. Like, the defense wasn't that good the year before, but then, like, all the offensive production comes back, and, like, it seems if Tennessee's defense could improve in some way a little bit, then they could hit 9 or 10 wins this year. So, like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, in the regular season, I could see them going 9-3, possibly 10-2. Depends a lot on the LSU game, and then they have to win every other game they're supposed to. So, but I think 9-3 is the most likely record for Tennessee.
But do you think, like, if Tennessee's defense did improve, like, even because the only way it can go up, the only way it can go from last year is up from what we saw last year. So,
yeah,
we saw kind of the same with Ole Miss last year. So I was just saying, like, if that comparison seems kind of similar from last year to this year, like how they.
I think they're similar teams in general.
Yeah.
I don't know about Lane Kiffin versus Josh Heupel. I don't know who I would take there.
I was just saying, like, they're similar teams because they're, like, all offense and the defense is just, like, non-existent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ole Miss defense was better than Tennessee's last year.
Yeah. Did you see the thing where the dude said Tennessee would beat either Alabama or Georgia this year?
I've seen a lot of people say that.
I mean, I disagree with it, but I just thought it was crazy. It's just trying to get the Tennessee delusional fan base thing going, and I'm not trying to buy into it.
I think you have a better chance of beating Alabama. I mean, you played them a lot tougher last year than you did Georgia, and you get Bama at home, and it's possible you're undefeated. And that, that would give Tennessee a lot of confidence.
I think the atmosphere will be crazy no matter what, even if Tennessee's 4-1 or 5-0.
I agree. I've heard a lot of people say, man, I hope Tennessee's undefeated because that atmosphere will be crazy. I think it'll be crazy anyway because if you're 4-1, that means you likely already beat Florida and Pitt, and maybe you lost a close one on the road to LSU. So it would be one of the best starts Tennessee's had in a while, and it would be an interesting game in Knoxville, that's for sure. I mean, Tennessee hung with them for almost 3.5 quarters last year, and then you know what happened because you've already talked about it. The defense just gave out. I mean,
it's part of the problem when you have no depth.
Right, a big problem. Yeah. That combined with the style of offense that Tennessee runs, right? It's great to run a play every 8 seconds when you're getting first downs, but if you go 3 and out, your defense only got a minute and a half to rest, and then they got to get right back out on the field, and that's what happened late in the Alabama game. That's what happened in the second half of the Georgia game. I mean, Tennessee scored on Georgia on their first drive. They didn't score again to the last drive. The defense was on the field 90% of the time, and they just wore out.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, thank you. I just wanted to hear your thoughts on Tennessee, so have a good day.
All right, you too, buddy. Good to hear from you. Uh-oh. Raj.
What's up, you bad motherfucker? How you like this new setup I got going on, man?
You looking good. Look at you.
Yes, sir. Hey, check this out. Hey, can I get a what?
What'd you do? Go get you one of them soundboards?
Hey, man, shout out to Traveling Fools, man. I ordered this about a week ago, and I got it maybe 3 or 4 days ago, and I actually put the router down here in my garage, man. How you like it? How's that camera coming in? How's
Looks
that
good.
looking?
Yeah, you look good.
Yeah, and then I bought me a podcasting set with the, with everything. I got the sound. Listen, I got every damn thing.
So what did you get? What is it? What's the name of it?
What's that?
What's the name of the sound box you got?
Believe it or not, man, it's called an Owl Pal. Dude, it was only it was like $70 because I'm a Prime member. I got it for $39.99. It comes with the whole kit. It comes with the boom mic, the mic, the earphones. Well, I had to combo the earphones, and it came with the pop. I mean, it came with every fucking thing, man.
No, I'm talking about the soundboard.
Oh, it came with the kit. It was a whole kit. It was a sound pop kit. Yeah,
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, it's just here. Well, I can't show you on the camera. The cord don't reach that far, but yeah, it's just a little bitty soundboard, man. It's got about 16 or 17 things on it or whatever, and I can record, backtrack. I can do voiceovers and shit. I mean, But I mean, I ordered it through Amazon. I think after everything was said and done, I think it was like $83, $84 for shipping.
Look at you.
I mean, look, dude, living like a motherfucking doctor, son. And I put that camera on that tripod over there, so I don't have to look at the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to look at the camera.
You almost seem like you know what you're doing now.
Well, I do. Shout out to Traveling Fools, man. Traveling Fools took an hour out of his work day because I was off. I had to go to the doctor because my foot, my foot's all fucked up from the softball game, But I took the day off and I come home and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hook all this shit up, man. I went to Walmart, got a bunch of adapters because I had to hook everything up, and I called Brendan and I said, hey man, you got a few minutes? He said, yeah. What you need, Raj? I said, dude, you need to show me how to hook this shit up. So he of course, I had the manual and I went step by step how to do everything, but doing the adjustments in the sound and I did a test run on StreamYard, and he helped me out a lot. So shout out to that bad motherfucker Brendan, aka Traveling Fools, which he lost at the softball game, but you know what? That's a cool motherfucker, man. So he suggested I move my router down here and just put the Xfinity Wi-Fi pod upstairs. And guess what? It works like a charm. Look at that camera, man. Look at how clean that motherfucker looks, dude.
Crystal clear.
He helped me adjust and everything, man. It looks like I know what I'm doing finally, Lou.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It finally, dude, no buffering. The camera's crystal fucking clear. I'm looking at myself right now going, God damn, hey, man. I might get a number 2 out of this one, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I like it this way, and I figured, man, this is pretty fucking cool, man. I wanted to. Brendan texted me. He said, "Man, get on Louhstream and test it out right quick." He said, "Just in case you have to make some adjustments."
It sounds good.
A little bit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sounds good.
But I like it, man. What you think? Hey, I ain't no big time dog on this thing. But what you think, man? You think I did a good job on this?
Oh, I think you did great.
Yeah,
I think you did great.
Fucking redo all this shit when the football season ends, and maybe a couple signs and get me some audio shit put up. But for now, hell, it works, right?
Yeah, you look good.
All right, well, 10-4. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to get on here and test this motherfucker out and see how it looked, man. And see how everything was going.
You're gonna do your stream on Friday, right?
Oh yes, sir.
Okay.
And like I said, I'll be in Selene's tomorrow. If he don't do it, hell, I'll do it for him. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm on light duty this week, so I mean, hell, I ain't gonna work but about 6 hours a day, and I'm gonna come to the house.
Yeah.
Dude, my foot's fucked up, man. You're a set, motherfucker. It's all fucking blue and purple and shit. I mean.
Well, Raj, we ain't 20 years old no more, are we, buddy?
No, sir. No, sir. That's the fucking facts, ain't it? But well, what's fucked up is I was taking the trash out the other day, and my son was I was helping helping my son take it out. Well, he was trying to get up the driveway and about busted his ass. Well, I tried saving him. Well, I busted my ass. Trash can fell on that ankle that I got popped at the softball game, so I got the double whammy.
Oh, no.
So I told my son, I said, I love you to death, but hey, from now on, you're taking the fucking fall for this bitch. I ain't doing it no more, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Like to learn. But yeah, I just wanted to test it out, man, see how it was going. Like I said, I got to fix this fucking thing over here because, like I said, I don't have one of those desks that you can fucking just screw it on there. I actually had to put a board and kind of put a swivel on it. But I mean, as long as it sounds good or whatever.
Oh yeah, it sounds good and it looks good. Yeah, you did good. You did good.
I ain't putting that pop filter on here. That pop filter is that goddamn big, man. That's much will cover my whole fucking face.
I call that a $20 fly swatter. That's what I call it.
You know what? That's a good idea because I got some flies down here in this garage. Sometimes
Yeah.
I might need to fucking use that motherfucker for that because I don't like that thing. I put this sponge thing over the microphone, and Brennan told me, he said, "Dude, you sound 10 times better with that sponge on it than without it." So.
Yeah. I ordered BA a kit off of Amazon for her birthday, and it came with one of those giant $20 fly swatters, and I told her that's exactly what I told her. Don't use that thing.
Man, I spent under $85 on this set, bro. I mean, literally, it came with everything. It came with the soundboard. I mean, all I got to do is push, but I mean, it came with everything. I mean, it's I mean, like I said, it came with everything. I mean, I was like that. Well, you know, if you're a Prime member, hell, you save a lot of damn money, and it's fucking free shipping, and it comes the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, congratulations, Roger. Looks good and it
All
sounds
right,
good. I'll see you
buddy.
tomorrow on
Celine's
Celine's stream.
See how this tested out for me. All right, and hey, I love you, Tarzan, and go dogs, you bad motherfucker.
Go dogs.
Have a good one, buddy.
All right, buddy.
I'll talk to you later. Hey, you coming down?
Damn Raj, man. He's something, ain't he? He's something. Hey, I got to go fill up my water, guys, or I'm going to start coughing nonstop into the microphone. Give me like 30 seconds, and I'll be right back. 30-second break, and I'll be right back.
Visit your neighborhood Ashley store for unbelievable deals on furniture, decor, mattresses, and more. Plus, take...
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Good morning, you're on with Uncle Lou.
Hey Lou, this is Eli.
What's up, Eli?
I got a proposition for you for the future of the Georgia-Florida game in Jacksonville.
All right, let's hear it.
So my proposition is it's a 4-year cycle, and after the 4 years, it does the 4 years. So year 1, we'll have it in Jacksonville. Year 2, we'll have it in Atlanta. Year 3, we'll have it in Athens, and then year 4, we'll have it in Gainesville, and then it will repeat itself.
It seems overly complicated when it should just be Athens, Gainesville, Athens, Gainesville, Athens, Gainesville, Athens, Gainesville.
Yeah, I get that, but I mean, for the people who want on the neutral site, in Jacksonville, I just think it'd be cool if we had 1 year in Jacksonville, 1 year in Atlanta, and then Athens and Gainesville. But the campus on campus is good too.
Yeah, that would be my vote.
Yeah, I get that. Then I want to talk about 3 or boom bust teams for this season. Arkansas. I mean, boom. They could go like 9-3, or 8-4. But Nebraska would be my second. But Nebraska's kind of up in the air with that. And then 3, what do you think? Purdue. They could have a good year or just a down year.
Bust.
So,
you have two busts. You have 2 busts and a boom there.
Okay, 1 out of 2. All right, Lou, that's all I had to say.
All right, Eli, thanks for coming on, buddy. Good to hear from you. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Hello. Is this audio good?
Yeah. Is it raining?
No. Hold on. Let me turn this fan off. Hey, Lou, I'm a Bama fan here. I just want to go over the Alabama schedule for a second real quick. I know you already went over it on your channel, and I believe that you had us to lose to Tennessee. Is that right?
No.
Who did you have beating us?
I think it was Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, okay. I kind of wanted to pick your brain here. What do you think the chances are that we lose more than 2 regular season games? Zero? Okay, well, can we take a look at this schedule real quick? We had at Texas. I get it's a 11 o'clock game still. It's at Texas. At Arkansas, at Tennessee, at Ole Miss, at LSU. I mean, those are absolutely powerhouse like fan bases. I think it's a good chance that we lose at least 2 regular season games, if not 3. You don't think so?
No. But I would never bet that for Bama, regardless of what the schedule is.
Okay, and I kind of wanted to give you my 4 playoff teams also before I get off real quick.
All right.
I had Ohio State, Bama, Clemson, and Georgia.
Yeah, those are the 4 favorites. Those are the 4 teams with the highest odds of making the playoffs. So that's definitely doable.
All right, Lou. Have a good one.
You too, buddy. I appreciate you coming on.
All right.
Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing good, sir.
Sounds like coughing a little bit.
Yeah.
I just wanted to apologize earlier. I know you pointed out my 2 first names, my first and last name as being 2 first names.
Oh,
Sorry
yeah.
about
That's just something I've been kidding about on this channel for a long time, that I don't trust people with 2 first names. It's more of a joke than anything else.
Yeah, I understand. But look, I got a couple of serious questions and a few hypotheticals just to laugh and to get an answer from.
Okay.
First, who do you think our wide receiver 1 will be?
Man. Do you mean like who's playing on the outside or who will have the most yards receiving?
Well, let's just do both.
Ja'Cory Brooks. How tall is he?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest with you, sir.
Tell you either. Man. The guy from Louisville is not a wide receiver 1. He's a slot receiver. Jermaine Burton's basically a slot receiver 2. Oh. I don't know.
I'm a Georgia fan.
Yeah. I think Jermaine Burton's the best wide receiver on their team.
I'm a Georgia fan. I was asking if it was Blaylock, AD, what you think?
I thought you were asking about Bama.
No, I'm sorry. I should have clarified myself. I'm sorry.
Oh, we don't have a wide receiver 1. We have 14 wide receiver 2s and 7 slot receivers. We don't have a wide receiver 1.
I didn't know who you thought would be put in that position, though. It would be AD.
AD Mitchell.
Blaylock. Okay.
Yeah, Blaylock's a slot receiver. Kearis Jackson's a slot receiver. McConkey's a slot receiver. Marcus Rosemy St. Jacks is an outside receiver. AD Mitchell's an outside receiver. I mean, we don't have. There's not an NFL wide receiver 1 on our roster.
Oh, no,
it's a bunch of wide receiver 2s and a bunch of slot receivers. We can't recruit wide receiver 1s. We get one about every 6 years. We had George Pickens. He's a wide receiver 1. Before that, it was A.J. Green.
Yes, sir.
We get a bunch of 5'11" slot receivers, 3 stars.
Yeah. Another question for you. Do you think Smiles, Munden, and them are overrated, or do you think they'll actually step up and see why they were rated? I know they're young. I know they hadn't played but in garbage time, but do you think they're going to show up and show out this year?
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to be as good as the 3 that we lost.
Oh, yeah.
They don't have the experience. They might be that good a year from now, but our inside linebackers are not going to be as good or play as good or have the numbers that our 3 inside linebackers had last year. But I still think they're really, really good. They just, like you said, they just don't have the experience. I mean, Nakobe Dean's been starting since he stepped foot on campus. Channing Tindall and Quay Walker had a ton of experience heading into last year. None of our inside linebackers have very much experience at all this year.
Yeah. Another question, serious question for you before I get into the hypotheticals. I see a lot of course, it's way too early. You know, they have all that way too early draft projection.
Yeah.
Nobody's giving any love to Beal. I mean, he was our lead tackler after Anderson. Do they just not see anything in Beal?
Well, I don't think he was the leading tackler. He led the team in sacks.
That's what I mean, is sacks.
Which is remarkable if you think about it, because like you said, he didn't even start until week 7, because he didn't start until Adam Anderson got kicked off the team. So that surprised me too. Because, you know, he's been there since 2017. He's as old as Stetson Bennett.
Yeah. But I mean,
and he
just
never really
nobody's
played
giving you
until last year. But he played really, really well. So I think if he has if he has another season this year like the last half of last year, then people are going to start paying attention.
All right. Now my hypothetical question: under or over 5 games before Gibbs from Alabama has to go into traction because he's so small since he's been playing at Georgia Tech?
Well, I'll go over, but I see, I agree with what you're saying. I don't think he's going to run the ball 15 times a game. I mean, I think they're going to use him in certain situations.
Yeah, I mean, that boy's a little bit too tiny for me to put any confidence in him for if I was an Alabama fan. So I just wasn't really sure. I mean, I think once he actually, because he looked horrible against Georgia, and then that's all he's going to be playing against is folks like Georgia.
Yeah, well, every single player on the offense around him right now is way better than every single player on the offense was when he was at Georgia Tech. But the point is, he can't run the ball between the tackles 15 times a game. He won't last, like you said. So, but Alabama knows that.
Yeah, I understand.
So they're not going to do that.
And yeah, that would be asinine to really do it. They're going to get the boy killed, as small as he is. Excuse me. But another hypothetical question. I was listening to Dog Nation Daily this morning, and I think it was Jay Shipes who said this, that everybody has pegged Billy Napier as Carl Childers from Sling Blade. I think he was the one who pegged Josh Heupel as Shrek. Or no,
Shrek.
It wasn't Shrek. It was Sloth off the Goonies.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that. That's funny.
Yeah, Jay did him with Sloth off the Goonies. Is there any other coaches that you can kind of say, oh, that's I don't know, just name somebody? You know what I mean? Who they look like?
No, well, no, not off the top of my head. No, I usually pick 1 or 2 coaches a year during the season to start riding real hard, but I haven't got to that point yet.
Yeah,
I got to see who shits
like
the bed
I said,
first.
Like I said, I believe it was Jay Shite this morning who said that Heupel looked like Sloth off of the Goonies.
Yeah.
All right, sir. I'll let you have a good morning. I'll let you run.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. We will talk to you. We'll talk to you next time. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
What's up, Uncle Lou?
What's up, buddy?
Let me get a go fucking dogs, Lou.
Okay, say no more, fam.
Just want everybody to know is that time, is that season. Go fucking dogs. How about them dogs?
They already know. This is the last month they have to bang their keyboard in the comment section about how terrible Georgia is before reality starts to set in when the season starts.
Yeah, I mean that's something I'm kind of really like, I'm like, I understand people being fans of whatever team they're rooting for. I'm a Georgia fan, but hey, college football's back, and let's be real. That people been saying Georgia, they're not going to be the same defense they had. Of course, they're not going to be the same fucking defense we had last year. I mean, that was a historic defense. But we're still going to be top 5. And I really believe that this defense is still going to surprise a lot of people in college football. I do think our offensive line is probably the best offensive line in football.
I agree with that.
So, I mean, there's a couple things I am worried about, the linebacker position. I am worried. I'm not really worried about the running back. I think that, what we see off of Milton and stuff like that, if he could stay healthy, I mean, I think there'll be pretty solid running backs for Georgia. So, I'm not really worried about the running back. I am a little bit concerned if Bennett hasn't learned anything from last year, which I hope, with experience and him being having a little more confidence, and I think the offense having a little more confidence in him. Just hopefully he don't make the same mistakes that he made last year.
Yeah, I agree. I think we're probably going to have to throw the ball more this year than we have in the past. I mean, I like Kendall Milton and Kenny McIntosh, but they're not Nick Chubb and Sony Michel. I mean, the strength of our team really is wide receivers and experience or tight ends and experience at the wide receiver positions. I don't think we have any great wide receivers, but we have a bunch of wide receivers with a year or more's worth of experience. A.D. Mitchell, Ladd McConkey, Kearis Jackson, Dominic Blaylock, Marcus Rosemy St. Jack. I mean, the list just goes on and on. So I think we're going to throw the ball more than we have in years past.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me, there was a team I am worried about is I really don't give a crap. But Florida, I think Florida, this is going to be a very, very important year for Florida. Just because more for Billy Napier, just to see where he's going to be at in the future of the next 2-3 years for Florida, if he makes it that long, because, they have 4 different coaches since 2008. But my thing is, like, they have a lot. They play a pretty tough schedule, and they have a lot of important games that they need to win. Not, hey, they might win. They, if they lose, it'll be all right. I think there's a lot of games in their schedule that they need to win to prove a point. Just because Billy Napier has a new head coach, and it will help them in their recruiting coming up in the future. Because if they keep losing and they have a horrible season, which I really think they're going to have a horrible season this year. And yeah, it's their rebuilding quote unquote season, year. But I really think that they're going to lose a lot of games, and a lot of games people shouldn't, will look at it and say, hey, you guys shouldn't have lost that game. I'm going to be like, nah, they lost that game because they have talent. They have no depth. And their talent is not it's not a wide.
But what game is it you think they're going to lose that people don't expect them to lose?
I think they will lose depending on where they're at, and because of the rivalry that game has. I really believe they will lose to Florida State.
Yeah, that would be bad.
And I do think they will lose to South Carolina.
That would be bad.
And they will lose to Kentucky.
If they lose to Florida State, South Carolina, and Kentucky, they're going to struggle to make a bowl game because they're also losing to Georgia, LSU, Texas A&M, Utah,
Tennessee.
Yeah. So if they lose to those teams you named, they're looking at a 4 or 5 win season.
Yeah, and I really do believe that they're going to lose to Florida State. A lot of people are like, "Oh no, it's Florida State. We've been beating." I'm like, "Oh, last year wasn't that? It wasn't a blowout. So it was a pretty good game to the second, to probably about the third quarter, end of the third quarter." So I said, don't get it twisted. It all depends on where Florida is at in the season when it comes to that game, and I really do believe that. Hey, you know what, Florida State doesn't have as much talent as Florida, but that doesn't mean they can't still be beaten.
Right.
And South Carolina, I think South Carolina is a better team than what a lot of people expect them to be. And you got to look at South Carolina's schedule. They have a ridiculous hard schedule.
I keep trying to tell people that, and people keep saying, "Oh, why do you think South Carolina's schedule is so hard? It's the same schedule they have every year." Okay, I get that. But the difference is Tennessee is a top 15-ish team this year. They haven't been for the last 15 years. They are this year. You have to play Arkansas on the road. On average, they're a 4-win team. Right now, they're an 8+ win team a year. You have to play Georgia at home. They're a top 3 team in the country. That's not always the case. You have to play Clemson. They're a top 5 team in the country. That's not always the case. It's a brutal schedule. You have to play Texas A&M. They're expected to have a better year this year than any other year since they've been in the SEC, except for 2020, which was the COVID year. So yeah. I agree. South Carolina's schedule is hard. It doesn't matter that they're playing the same teams they play all the time. A lot of the teams that they play all the time are expected to have really good years this year.
Yeah, and that's my thing. Like with the Florida fans, because I live probably about 45 minutes away from Gainesville. I live in Ocala, Florida, and I'm a big Georgia fan with a whole bunch of Gator fans around me. So fuck them. We got that natty. So yeah, and that's been the debate is like, oh, we're not gonna lose to South Carolina. I'm like, you guys, listen, you guys just need to. It's like Texas needs to be Kansas. Y'all need to not lose against UCF and Mizzou. So shut the fuck up and sit down. And I was just telling him, I was like, hey, listen, Shane Beamer did pretty good his first year. What people did not think he was going to do that great, and he did. There's a lot of games that, people are like, hey, he beat them.
Yeah.
He beat them, even if it wasn't a big margin, he still beat them. So, and South Carolina has not a lot of talent coming back, but they have talent. They got a lot of talent. So, it all depends on how he can develop that talent coming up this season.
Right.
So, but my thing is, I think I have Alabama losing a game, and I don't think people will agree with me. Maybe you won't even agree with me, but it is at Texas, and I do think they will lose at Texas.
You think Alabama will lose at Texas? Yeah, I disagree with
Texas, and I think it will be a loss that will surprise everybody, and it's not going to be 7 points. I think it will be by a field goal.
Yeah, that would be
just
hilarious.
Because the hype, just because where they're playing at.
Yeah, that would
changes
be hilarious.
Football. So, yeah. But Uncle Lou, man, I really appreciate your show. I'm always watching. I'm always listening. And to all the Florida fans in the comments, all the Florida fans listening, fuck you. Go Dogs.
All right, buddy. Thanks for coming on, man. It was good to hear from you. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Man, hey, shout out to Buddy that just was before me. I mean, hey, look,
he's hyped up, ain't he?
Hey, my brother-in-law is he a Florida fan, but he would much appreciate that. I mean, he been quiet for a while right now.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
I will say this though. Now, Florida's not about to have. Florida gonna lose 3 games. Now, I got to pull up their schedule to figure out which 3 those gonna be, but Florida gonna lose 3 games. Honest, Uncle Lou, I just don't see us losing to Mississippi State, big dog. I just don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I really think we're going 12-0. And then, I mean, the heartbreak might not feel as bad because we got one, but if we lose to somebody, I really feel like it's going to be Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, look, Georgia's going to be a double-digit favorite in every game they play. When I do these prediction videos, I try to find a loss for every single team. I mean, that's why I have Alabama going 11-1. I've got Clemson going 11-1. So far, the only team I have going undefeated is Ohio State. No one's going to be surprised if at the end of November Georgia's 12-0. I won't even be surprised. Go 12-0. It's even harder to go 12-0 in back-to-back years. So when I look at Georgia's schedule, I say, okay, let's assume they go 11-1.
Who we gonna take?
Where's the loss? Well, I don't think we're losing to some of the usual suspects. Florida, I can't see that. Auburn is going to be terrible this year, and I can't see that.
You already know how I feel about them 3-9, 4-8.
I think Kentucky is, either Kentucky or Tennessee. I think is the second best team in the East. We get Tennessee in Athens, and I find it hard to believe that Tennessee is ready to take that step. I know we play on the road at Kentucky, but I just don't feel like, even though I feel like Kentucky is a really good team, I don't feel like they have what it takes offensively to beat Georgia, because I feel like to beat Georgia, you've got to spread the field out. Do we get them
home or do we get them away?
No, we got to play at Mississippi State, so it's an unfamiliar opponent, an unfamiliar environment with a team
with the cowbells.
And they're going to throw the ball 50 times. And I'm not saying Mississippi State it has the talent to beat Georgia, but that's how you beat Georgia. You spread them out and you throw the ball. No one's going to run on Georgia. No one's ran on Georgia since 2016. That's been Kentucky's problem. Kentucky's a good team, but when they play Georgia, it's a philosophical mismatch. Kentucky has been a team that likes to run the ball, control the line of scrimmage, and throw when they have to. And unfortunately, teams like that have not been able to run on Georgia. The teams that have beat Georgia, like Alabama, LSU with Joe Burrow, Florida in 2020 with that offense they had. And Kentucky, as good as they are, that's just not the type of offense they have. So that's why I think Georgia's more likely to lose to a team like Mississippi State, or if we were playing Ole Miss this year. Or even Tennessee, right, who likes to throw the ball. But because we get Tennessee at home and Mississippi State on the road, that's why I went with Mississippi State. But I wouldn't be surprised if we beat Mississippi State by 3 touchdowns. It wouldn't surprise me at all.
So if we beat Mississippi State, do you think we go undefeated?
if we're undefeated when we play Mississippi State,
Because
then
we play
yes.
Mississippi State. Yeah, because we play Mississippi State after Tennessee and them, right?
Yeah, we play.
Yeah.
We have a bye week, and then we play Florida, Tennessee, Mississippi State, and Kentucky. If we lose a game, it's going to be one of those 4.
I got you.
We're not
And
losing
then-
to Oregon. We're not losing on the road at South Carolina in week 3. We're not losing to Missouri. We're not losing to Vandy. We're not losing to Kent State or Samford. We're not losing to Georgia Tech. But that 4-game stretch after our bye week, that is a tough stretch of games because it's 4 games in a row. 2 of them are, one of them's a neutral site, and 2 of them are on the road. It's a 4-game stretch where we only play 1 home game. That home game is against Tennessee. Florida, neutral site, at Mississippi State, at Kentucky. So if Georgia loses a game, I think it'll be one of those 4.
All right. So what do you? All right. So 2 things. Not even like somewhat college football related, not college football related, but all right. So Augusta Masters, you got me for the Airbnb.
Oh shit! Come on down, bro. You can stay right here.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah.
And then
Now you got to get your own ticket though. You got to get your own ticket to the Masters. I can't help you out there.
Look, I can either get day. Look, I'm probably going for day 1 or 2. I know day 3. That's when they text.
I can feed you and put a roof over your head, but when it comes to getting the ticket, you're on your own.
But and then I just other than that, man, honestly, yeah, the other one, hey, we'll say that for another day. But no, for real though, like, hey, I do want to go to the Masters. I mean, hey, I appreciate you opening up the crib, but how is it like? What's the vibe down there when when people go
during at the tournament,
or just like downtown?
Oh well, yeah, the city is. It's the most exciting week of the year here in the city. Like the nightlife, the downtown, the bars, the clubs, the restaurant scene, all that. It's crazy here during Masters Week. Now the scene at the golf course is like Sunday school. You can't take your phone in, you can't talk, you can't look the golfer directly in the eyes. It's crazy. But yeah, the scene around town during Masters Week is crazy.
And then do you know it's a crazy amount of time. What's the time where people that actually are members can play and then people can't play?
It's only like 4 months out of the year that they even allow people to play there. Yeah.
All right, y'all got some serious. Look, hey, shout out to a spot in Georgia, man. Y'all got. I was looking up on that course, man. Y'all got aerated green, y'all got a whole air conditioner system for the.
Oh, it's crazy, man. And I feel bad for people who. There's people who have drove hours before, just because they want to see the Augusta National. You can't see it. You can't see it. The entire course is surrounded by 200-foot trees. There's nowhere in Augusta where you can drive by and see the Augusta National. You won't even know you're driving past it unless you know it's there. So I feel bad for people that do that.
I'm riding in the car with you, and then you
but the money they put into that course though is like you were saying is ridiculous. I remember about 10 years ago, a couple of months before the Masters, we had a tornado come through here. And it took down a bunch of trees on the Augusta National. Well, the Augusta National ain't got time to be out there planting seeds. So you know what they did? They went around. They went around the country and they bought fully grown oak trees and shit and had them transported here on these giant flatbeds. They had the interstate shut down for like a week because the Augusta National was shipping in 200-foot tall trees, fully grown, to replace the ones that had got blown down. It's crazy out there.
That's what.
Yeah.
I was looking. So I play golf, but I was looking at and then y'all sand bunkers. Y'all don't even be using sand. It be some damn fine grain what's the cubics or something? It's something weird.
Yeah, it's not even sand, and then they bleach it white and the whole thing like that. Yeah, it's when you walk around out there, it's like walking around in a painting. It doesn't even look real. And TV doesn't do it justice. Even new HD TVs, even 4K TVs, it doesn't do it justice. I mean, when you're out there, it really is something to see. And there's not 5 feet of flat ground out there. Wear comfortable shoes. You're going to be walking uphill and downhill the entire time. There ain't 5 feet of flat ground out there.
And then it's going to be lightly warm out there too. So.
Yeah, it's going to be warm. Now, all the money you got to bring is $20. For $20, you can drink all day and eat sandwiches all day.
Man, somebody told me that. They said, like, dude, you go out there, hey man, it'd be
sandwiches
like
are $1.50. Yep, sandwiches are $1.50. A beer's $2. A Coke's $1. They got the same prices now they had in 1960.
Okay. So
now, when you go to the gift shop,
$100, that's good to go.
Yeah, when you go to the gift shop, that's where they get you. That's where they get you, is in the gift shop. Yeah, they get you there.
Now, speaking of the gift shop, no, that's where I ended up getting taken when we won the championship, though. Man, I flew up here to damn Diggs, and should have probably went to Academy, but man, I ended up spending $40 for a dang tumbler.
Oh, I know.
It wasn't even Yeti. They caught me in my emotions.
These business people, man, they knew it's been okay. They said they sat down that next day and they said, okay, it's been 40 years since these Georgia fans celebrated a title. I want you to print 2021 national champions on any product you can find. And they were like, trust me, these Georgia fans will buy it. And you know what? They were right.
We got to pull from, and the Braves, it's been a minute for them, but they've been 40 years.
Yeah. That's right.
But yeah, man. Lou, always appreciate it, man.
Yeah, man. If you're ever in Augusta, hit me up, man. If you're ever in Augusta, hit me up. We'll get together. We'll do something.
Hey, that's real, man. You need to come talk to these folks downtown in Columbus, man, to see if we can get some stuff down here, because I feel like we got a little nice city, but
too many Auburn fans down there.
Oh, bro.
Too many Auburn fans down there.
40 minutes away, man.
I know. I know.
But,
good luck down there. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good morning. You're on with Uncle Lou.
Oh, what's going on, Lou?
What's up, buddy?
I'm just hanging out. As a UK fan, I think it's pretty crazy that we're officially in an era where fans are more excited about football than they are the basketball team.
People are more excited about football than they are basketball? That's been the case for my entire life.
Talking about UK.
Oh, Kentucky. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
Kentucky fans
I can see that.
These days are more excited about football than they are the basketball team. And
I can see that.
I'm actually a basketball season ticket holder myself. Used to be a football season ticket holder for UK. So that's definitely been pretty crazy for us to see.
Yeah, I mean, Kentucky fans have been pretty spoiled over the years when it comes to basketball, so I can see, like, where there would be a lot of excitement for what's going on with the football program, and I think there should be. I mean, this has been one of the best runs in Kentucky football history. I mean, I know Kentucky was really good. What was it, the 50s and into the 60s, I think they had a run there, but...
and they beat Oklahoma in the Sugar Bowl in 1950.
Yeah, but, like, for the majority of my lifetime, and I'm 40-something years old now, 44, Kentucky's been a 4 or 5 win team for most of my lifetime. And right now they're they're 8, 9, 10 plus win team a year. So I can see where the Kentucky fans would be excited.
You know, it's funny. I actually live an hour north of Columbus, Ohio. And, so I've always had to deal with the shit from these Ohio State fans for being a UK fan, always trying to tell me football sucks. But I remember back in 2007 when we beat LSU and they got absolutely trounced by LSU, actually got them to shut the fuck up for once in their lives.
I hear that. Yeah.
But I do over on my channel, I do the predictions like you do as well. And I was actually kind of wondering if I could go through a couple of my predictions with you and see what you thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
Now, I have Ohio State undefeated. I just don't see a loss on their schedule at all. I just think
me too.
They're infinitely more talented than anybody they're going to play this year in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
But I had Florida at 7-5.
Yeah, I haven't done my Florida prediction yet. I'm probably going to end up on 7 or 8 wins though.
Which I think is pretty
done
reasonable.
Florida? I might have already done Florida. I've done so many now I can't keep track, but I Utah, I'm a little up in the air. It's just hard for me to trust the Pac-12. I do think Utah is a better team than Florida, and I definitely think they're a better coached team. But it's going to be hot as hell in Gainesville, and that does matter,
right?
When you're coming from a dry climate like Utah, so that concerns me a little. But I definitely think Florida's losing to Tennessee. I think it's possible they lose to Kentucky. I think they're losing to Georgia, LSU, and Texas A&M. So that's 4 losses there. So yeah, 7-5, 8 I think 8-4 would be a great year for Florida.
I had Kentucky at 9-3. I don't remember my 5 exact losses for Florida.
Yeah,
but I had 9-3 for Kentucky with losses to Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Georgia.
Yeah, obviously, I think they're going to lose to Georgia. Look, I don't want Tennessee to win the East because that means Georgia doesn't win it. I would love for Kentucky to make a New Year's Six game. That seems like the next step to me. I think it's actually more likely that the next step for Kentucky is a New Year's Six game than it is winning the East, just because of where Georgia is right now. I would love for Kentucky to somehow go 10-2 and make their way into a New Year's Six bowl. I think it's a little bit of a stretch this year for that to happen. I think you're probably right with the 9-3, and that probably puts them on the outside looking in at the New Year's Six. But I would love for Kentucky to make a New Year's Six bowl.
The other video I had done was USC. I think I had them at 9-3 too. I think I had them losing to Notre Dame, Utah, and I believe Eastern Washington.
Eastern Washington, huh? Not Oregon. I don't even know if they play Oregon.
They don't play Oregon.
Yeah. Eastern Washington? What a
I
disappointment.
was just kind of looking for an upset. USC seems to find some way to get upset every year. I kind of thought Eastern Washington might be that team.
Yeah, that's true. Boy, that would be embarrassing for Lincoln Riley in year 1. That would be awful.
Buddy of mine's a big USC fan. He asked me what the fuck was wrong with me. I'm like, I just wanted to find an upset for you guys.
Well, that would definitely be an upset, no doubt about it. Big time.
That was kind of like a fun pick,
Yeah.
Well, that's all I wanted to talk to you about. I hope you have a good day, Lou.
All right, you too, buddy. I appreciate you coming on. There's one other person in the back room, but I'm not going to put him on. This is a show for grown people. Oh, sorry about that. Call back in when you turn 18. All right, that's going to do it. I do appreciate everybody tuning in today. Shout out to Hoghead. Thank you, Hoghead, for hitting the PayPal link today to help support the show. He says, "You the man, Lou. Looking forward to the game streams this season. They are so much fun." Yeah, me too. Me too. I was actually talking about that the other day. I have so much fun doing those game streams during the season. I mean, I sit around every Saturday and watch football anyway, so I'm like, well, I might as well live stream while I do it. I have so much fun. And not just the Georgia game. Whatever games happen to be on. I mean, you guys know I've got 4 TVs in here, so I watch 4 games at a time. And I stream almost all day on Saturdays. And I have a lot of fun with those. I'm looking forward to that too, Hoghead. That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But I am going to get out of here for today. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, I'll be back on for the call-in show Thursday night at 10 p.m. So make sure you tune in for that. We will talk college football again. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their week and have a good morning.